Today one of the things we're going to be doing is rebuilding this brake caliper. It got messed up last time we were at the track. It's making a really bad clicking noise, and turns out the rotor on here is grinding down the brake caliper. As you can see right here, there is about 1/4 millimeter of metal shaved off, just gone. So we're going to figure out what is doing that. Don't know if it's the wheel or the rotor or the spacers. You know, something's up with it. So we're going to be rebuilding this and testing that to figure out what is wrong with it. So here's a closer look at the rotor. You can see these rivets have been grinded down. They're supposed to look like that, but instead they look like that. So spins freely without this on, but as soon as you put the rotor on, as soon as you put the brake caliper on, my bad, starts doing it right again. So gotta figure out what is wrong with that. So I put the caliper on to show you guys what it's doing in case you have this problem. You can hear it sliding on the metal, slowly tearing it apart. So it also causes significant drag, as you can see. And you know, that's after it already took quite a bit of metal off, so drag must have been much greater when it was still fresh. Okay, so now we got the rotor off the Tusk wheel, and we're going to stick it on the stock Cr250 wheel, put it on the bike, and see if anything changed. That way we know it's either the rotor or the wheel. If it does the same thing on that wheel, then we know it's got to be the rotor. So let's try it out. Okay guys, so we just got the different wheel on. As you can see, it's the stock Cr250 wheel. Got the brake caliper on, so I'm just gonna give it a spin and we will see how it goes. And it's still grinding, so we now know it's either the spacers or the rotor. So yeah. Alpha rotor. Not sure, maybe it's just not compatible with these wheels. I'm pretty sure this is the stock XL wheel though, so not really sure what to do about that one. We'll have to try some different spacers, maybe see what happens. A little different. I put the stock rotor back on the Tusk wheel. See, that way we know it's the rotor and not the spacers. So put that stuff on, and now we're going to give it a spin and see what happens. I think it's spinning a lot better. I still hear a noise. I want to make sure it's still not grinding. I believe this rotor is actually warped. That's why I took it off and replaced it. So I'm gonna look into that, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I figured out it is just the rotor hitting the pads because it's a little warped, and it's part of the reason we're gonna rebuild the caliper. Is a lot of the rubber pieces are toast, and it desperately needs to be replaced. Here's a close-up on that damage that different rotor did. So I'm gonna sand that down, make it flat again, and I think we're gonna Cerakote this too. Do a video on that, and we'll see how that turns out. Be pretty cool, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have this problem, now you know. Yeah.